If you're new to my channel, I say welcome to you. And for old subscribers, thank you for supporting me, for subscribing to my channel, and for sharing videos. Thank you very much. In this video, we're talking about authentication and legalization of your documents. How to authenticate your documents, how to legalize it, where to go to, how to do it step by step, and the likes. Most schools abroad are beginning to request for documents to be authenticated, legalized, and even notarized before a student can actually use it in a foreign country. By notarization, this means that one has to go through a process whereby a notary public vets a document, certifies it, that the document is legit, that the document is authentic, and then it is licensed and can be used by a foreign body. Secondly, by authorization, this means the applicable government body of the country where the document is being given gives a permit, license, and other approval means that the documents are also authorized and therefore can be used for further projects in another country, such as your master's degree course study, your PhD degree course study, your undergraduate studies as well in some countries. And then which countries require one to authenticate and legalize their documents? We have sub-countries such as Austria, Luxembourg, Portugal, Mexico, China, Japan, Turkey, Czech Republic, Sweden, and some other countries I may not have mentioned. But please try to, watch out for the country you're going to apply to study abroad, and take note if they request you to notarize your documents or authenticate and legalize it before you can use it for their application. Because most times why people don't get admitted or admission to schools abroad is the fact that they have not legalized, they have not authenticated, and they have not notarized their documents before they use it to apply to schools. So most times not as if maybe your village people are doing or somebody is after you negatively. No, it's the fact that your documents have not gone through this process: notarization, authentication, and then legalization. All right, so please, if you know that your country fall into this category of those ones I've mentioned and other ones I've not mentioned, try to watch this video to the very end for requirements and for where and how to do this authentication and legalization of your documents. And so I realized that this process can be done if you're in Nigeria. This process can be done at the Ministry of Education and at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which is at Abuja in Nigeria. And so I took a trip to Abuja in Nigeria to actually find out how this is done, and probably to also authenticate my own documents, legalize them, and have them notarized as well before I can put them into use traveling abroad. Stick around.
Hi, good morning everyone. I'm at Maitama, Abuja now. I'm heading to Ministry of Education to actually go through the authentication of documents, and afterwards I'll be going to Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So stick around.
And so that was a short video of me right in front of Ministry of Education after I had gotten to Abuja, settled down one day at a time. I took to each of these ministries. So the first day I had to go to Ministry of Education to find out how, and I started the process. All right, my video clip was not so long, but then it was a kind of a process here and there, but it was worth it. So I could see reasons why this process is very important. I met a lot of people going to different countries, and then they also asked me mine, and I told them as well. So kindly stick around to the end of this video if this is what you need to actually do before you start applying to study abroad. So for Ministry of Education, you need to authenticate or take your educational documents there, like your transcripts, your undergraduate certificates, and not. For Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it is other certificates that are not education. All right, so for Ministry of Education, if you are going for undergraduate course abroad, you have to take your, if you're Nigerian, you have to take your senior certificate examination, that's your WAEC certificate, and then you also have to take your birth certificate. You also have to take your international passport as well, because they need to know if you're really the owner of this document. Okay, so for Ministry of Education, it is your educational documents you take to them, while for Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it is your educational documents plus your non-educational documents. Non-educational documents, I mean probably your birth certificate, your state of origin certificate as well, and then other things that may be required of you depending on the country that you're applying to study abroad. All right, so for me, I took my BSc certificate because I was going for my master's, and I also took my transcript, and then my international passport, and also my birth certificate. All right, so I took, for Ministry of Education, it is educational certificate. So how does this go? So if you notice, from time to time in this video, I'll be looking at my jotted notes, because while I was going through the process, I couldn't do much of the video. I had to write down what I did in order to get through the process. So from time to time, I'll be looking at my jotter here and bringing out the points how I went through the process successfully. So just to aid you to be able to do yours, all right, so that you don't fall into the hands of scammers or fraudulent persons. All right, so the first on my list, Ministry of Education. Once you walk through the Ministry of Education, the first place you have to get to is the cafe, the cyber cafe downstairs, the building. In the building, actually, you first of all give them your educational documents. They upload it to the website. So each document costs about from 300 to about 500 or about. So yours might not be 300, yours might be more, depending on when you're actually watching this video. All right, so they'll get to count the number of educational documents you're submitting, the number of your transcript pages, number of your certificates and educational documents, I mean. So they upload it for you, you get to pay for them, and then they print out, after you upload your documents, a temporary receipt which will be generated for you, which you would take to the revenue office in the Ministry of Education building, and then it will be converted to an original receipt. The revenue office is like about 3 doors from where the cafe area is, still downstairs the building. All right, so after uploading all documents, you collect them back from the cyber cafe person. Then you make your payment, and then you also make a photocopy of each of the ones that you uploaded to the Ministry of Education website, so that you have a copy of each when you're asked to do that when you get to the real department upstairs. Okay, next on my list, the reason for uploading the documents is to actually book an appointment date and time. All right, so for mine, for example, if you went on the 15th of January, for example, and then you finish uploading your documents in the morning, all right, so a receipt will be generated for you, you print it out, and then the what is it called, the appointment time will also be written there. Appointment paper will also be written there on the appointment paper. So you still have to go that same day whenever the office gets open. The office opens around probably from 8 to 9 a.m. Yeah, so it might vary from time to time, but at least 9 a.m. they are open. So when they're open, then you go upstairs. After you take the documents, that includes your receipts and then everything, you take it upstairs, irrespective of the date and time that is given to you as appointments in your paper. Just go upstairs to the 8th floor of the Ministry of Education department and ask for the authentication room. All right, I think one of the rooms, there are different rooms, you have to go about to 3 rooms. One is 802, 803, and then 82 something. I'll put it in the description box. All right, so in the room, of course they'll give you numbers, because most people, you get to meet a lot of people. So as you arrive, the security person there will give you a number. So you might be number 5, you might be number 6 on the list for the day. So they call you number by number. So when it's your turn, you get into the room, and then you start. So they will request for these, whatever document they request for you, just give it to them and then follow due process. Okay, so the first office you have to go to, I can remember from my jottings now, is room 803. All right, they check in your documents in that room. It's room 803, but it's on the 8th floor. All right, so you have about 3 persons attending to people that want to travel, that want to authenticate their documents. So in that room 803, they call you in according to your number, according to your name, however they might choose to. All right, so they call it check-in of documents. So they get to check your documents, what you've uploaded on the website downstairs where you are at the cafe, if it corresponds with what they can see there. So after they check it in and check your photocopies as well, please be polite to them, because sometimes they get tired of these paperwork and all, and they tend to react. But just be kind, just be polite to them no matter what they say to you. All right, because you're the one that needs this service, not them. All right, so just be kind to them, just be nice to them. There might be some of them that actually act up towards you. Just be kind, just be nice. It's just got a few hours and you're done with them. All right, so it's just a candid advice from me, okay, because I was there and I saw things. All right, so after they verify your document, they check your documents, they verify your documents, so they write something on your document. All right, and then they tell you to wait outside. All right, you wait outside in front of the next door. So the next door you will go to, I think it's the 801 room. You wrote it on the door, so you also have to wait in front of that door. So you go from door to door, about 3 rooms you have to go to, just to go through the authentication process of your educational document. So then you go to the next room. The second room you go to, it's for sticker collection. All right, in that room they don't just give you the sticker. All right, they actually go through your documents again. So it's a thorough process. So they go through your documents again and then ask you to fill a register according to what you submitted, how many documents you submitted. All right, and then they actually give you the sticker. Now the sticker is sealed, you're not the one to open it. All right, so they attach it, the sticker according to the number of documents you're submitting, and then they tell you to hold on, and then you hold on so that you go to the 3rd room. So next room, attachment of stickers, document submission for signature. They will attach stickers, just like I said, and signature through each level. Then they will ask you to buy an envelope. All right, in my time I wasn't asked to buy an envelope, probably because I went with my own brown envelope, those big ones. All right, so sometimes the envelope or envelope, like some people will pronounce, so it ranges from like maybe 100 naira or 200 naira, whatever the case may be. Just if they ask you to pay for it, you kindly pay for it. It's your service. All right, so they might ask you to pay for an envelope, you pay for it. Then you write your name, your phone number, and then your name. Yes, I remember your full name, your surname, your first name, the second name, your phone number, and then they'll ask you to wait outside for the 3rd round. The 3rd round is you going into the 3rd room. All right, so they kind of carry it to the 3rd room. They know how to do that. So you're at the waiting stage, trying to go into the 3rd level. That is the 3rd room. I think the 3rd room, I can remember, I wrote it down, it is the final submission. All right, 802 when it was my own time. So I don't know in your own time what the room is gonna be called, but in my own time the 3rd room was 802, still on the 8th floor. So in that 3rd room they will also verify, go through your document, check if there's any manipulation or anything on your document, so that you are really thoroughly checked before they finally give you the last seal, the sticker and the signature. So they will call you when it is ready. So they might ask you to wait, or they might ask you to come back the next day to pick. So in my turn, I was fortunate enough, I was asked to wait, although I waited till about closing hour. I was planning to go to Ministry of Foreign Affairs the same day, but I couldn't. So it was one day, one thing at a time. All right, so it was a thorough process for me. But however, thank God I scaled through, okay, with so much perseverance, and then, we Thank God. All right, so they might ask you to wait. I waited. So please check all documents that are authenticated when they give you. So after much waiting, they came out like with all the other sealed documents, and mine was part of it. Of course, before I collected from them, I had to show my international passport. I also had to sign collected by me, my full name, time, and all that. And then they gave me my documents authenticated and sealed by the seal of Ministry of Education, Abuja, Nigeria. All right, so that was Ministry of Education story, life and practical or practicable, or whatever I want to tell it to be. So now I'll move to Ministry of Foreign Affairs. All right, so the next day I had to take a trip to Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is still opposite Ministry of Education. I think in between the two buildings are just like mini markets, tarred roads in between. But once you get across to the other side of the road from Ministry of Education, then you are seeing Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So Ministry of Education building color is like something like brown color, is about a building of about 11 floors, while Ministry of Foreign Affairs has this kind of greenish white color. Okay, so it's not far from each other, it's about the same lane. It's just that one ministry at a time for one day. So for Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you take all your documents, your educational documents that were authenticated at Ministry of Education previous day, plus your non-educational documents that you also take to Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So you give them, when it's time, they also open around 9. If it's less than 9 o'clock, they don't let you in. So I went there before 9 o'clock and I was asked to wait as a couple of the other people that were waiting as well. Okay, so when it was time, we had to go in with our documents. All right, so please don't do anything on your own unless they ask you. Just follow due instructions from them. I'm sure some hoodlums or scammers around tell you, and that's what we do, and that's what we do. No, please. All right, because each season they try to like change their method. All right, so that you follow due process, follow due instructions, which will help you so that you don't even spend too much. All right, and you don't make mistake. So on that particular day, we went in, and then each person was attended to at different times. So the person that attended to me counted my own documents and said, okay, these are the number of documents you have, and this is the number of photocopies you should make, and this is the payment you have to make on the online. I paid with my credit card, my debit card. All right, so you can make payment via cash, you can make payment cash, you can make with debit card, I think you can use PayPal or something. I didn't use PayPal, I just used my card, all right, because it was online. So I paid, made the necessary photocopies just like I was instructed, so that I would not make mistake. All right, so after I did that, I went back to the building. So the cafe you have to go to is not so far from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Is just around the building area, not in the building, but I think mine was facing the building, opposite the building, I mean. All right, just a small kind of cafe where they knew what the instructions were at that particular time of my application, of my going there at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So make sure you make a photocopy of what documents you're asked to pay for and the document you have to upload. All right, I had to pay for the original documents. I also had to pay for the photocopy document, just like as I was directed. Some people will tell you, no, that's not how they do it, but please, whatever they tell you to, kindly follow due process. All right, so that you can come out there without having any issues with any of the officials there. So on arrival at Ministry of Foreign Affairs, at the authentication room, you will be told what to do. You follow due process, you make due payments as well. After your payment, as instructed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs official, I returned to the building, and then they went through it and checked and found out that I had done everything they instructed me to do, including the payments. Because when you pay, the website will automatically generate a remitter, like a receipt for you, and they will also have a copy, so you can't just come there and lie to them that you've paid, whereas they can't find your payment on their own system as well. All right, so I got there, submitted all my documents, submitted the photocopy, showed them everything, and then I was instructed to go to another table in the same room. So on another table, I was given a form to fill in number of documents, my personal details, to also attach my passport photograph, not international passport, my passport, they call it passport photo, all right, passport photograph. I attached it to it, and then I fill the form, my name, my age, my everything, marital status and all of that, my educational level and all that, what country or countries that I want to apply to, I wrote it there, reasons for traveling and all of that, and then what course, if I'm going for a master's or undergraduate or PhD, you fill it there. All right, state of origin, everything about you have to fill it on that form. Okay, so after filling, then it is the waiting time. So this waiting time, I think I finished my submission and all that about around 11 o'clock, because I got there around 8:30 to 9. So the whole going here and there took me about 1 hour 30 minutes or 1 hour 50 minutes thereabout, and then I submitted. So I was asked to wait. I with other people that were there with me, the ones who also travel, we are asked to wait. So we waited. So the waiting time, we waited till about 3 o'clock, because that's what they told us, and we did not want to boycott or cut through any process by any form of bribery or something. We don't want to do that. Okay, so we have to wait till 3 o'clock in the afternoon before we were attended to. All right, so they came out at about 3:05 in the afternoon, and they called us according to our numbers, called us according to our names, certified and checked that we're the owners of documents one more time before they could hand over our legalized documents to us. All right, so that's the whole process. And so please, for my candid advice, I'll advise that you take one day at a time. Please do not rush. I took time out from work. I took permission from work and traveled to Abuja to go through this process, because I didn't want any hitches on the way or in the process. So one day for Ministry of Education, one day for Ministry of Finance, and probably one day to rest before you go back to wherever you're coming from, if you are not staying in Abuja, Nigeria. Okay, so it's a 2 days thing, but please plan for 3 days, because sometimes there might be some bureaucracies along the process. There might be some hitches here and there that might make you to spend more than 1 day in one ministry. I spent 2 days. For some people it was 3 to 5 days, because probably they did not come with the right documents. They had to go back to where they're coming from to pick the right documents and all. And then at some points I remember that some people brought in some not authentic documents. They were asked to return back and bring the original documents. So please plan 2-3 days, maximum 3 days, if you have your right documents and if you follow due process, everything will work out well. And so I wish you the best of luck in this process. I did it. I believe you can also do it. Do not pay anybody to do it for you. Do it by yourself. However, if you want to pay somebody to do it, remember it's at your own risk. And then when the person goes there, the person has to bring a form, means of identification, and a letter from you that you have given the person permission to do that. But I do not advise you to give somebody to do that for you. Go to Abuja by yourself if you need to go through the process. From me to you, I say best wishes in your traveling abroad processes, and then authentication and legalization of your documents. Thank you for watching this video to the very end. Bye for now.